All right. Got the lights kicked on. Let's turn on my model. I'm running super late. It's been one of those nights. Okay. AVG, I don't need your assistance right now. All right, so we've got that booted. Got music. Should be good to go soon. Okay, got that all situated. Posted everywhere that I'm live. Okay. Give me 1 second and I will be good to go. I'm getting real tired of contacting customer support for Burger King. And I'm sure they're getting real tired of hearing from me. Come on. I think this is the right item. Why is the customer support working now? Why is the customer support working now? Hold on 1 second. I was getting ready to submit a ticket for my drink. I ordered unsweetened iced tea and it gave me sweet tea, so I couldn't drink it. So I was submitting a claim for that to Burger King, and all of a sudden the system started working. So now I'm gonna try resubmitting my claim for my other one, where it sent me all the wrong things. All right. Nope, it's not letting me select it. Is it that I'm selecting multiple things? This is the most bizarre situation. Whatever. I was hoping it would be really simple. Oh well. At least one thing worked tonight. At least one thing worked tonight. I got distracted again. So, I guess I can tell the story. We'll switch over to the just chatting screen in a second. And we'll just chill for a little bit before we get started with tonight's writing. Boop, 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 boop. I'm here. I'm here, Silva. Yeah, I was like a minute late. I was a minute late. I didn't even see your message there. I was in the middle of doing something else and time just got away from me. So like, okay. I have had a freaking adventure, right? So Silva, I have had a freaking adventure. Let me turn down the volume of this a little bit, 'cause it's a little bit loud. There we go. Cool. So I ordered Burger King earlier, and it was for me and for my friend's kids. They gave me some money for it, and it was gonna be this big order for all of us. And then it was taking forever to get here, right? So I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then the person gets here, and I'm expecting an Impossible Whopper meal, 2 kids meals, and then so that's gonna be 3 drinks, right? The person gets out of the car, hands me a big bag with 4 drinks, and I'm like, what in the world? And these are like large drinks. Like, I don't know if they're medium or larges or whatever. So I'm like, what in the world? And I flagged the person down. I'm like, this isn't my order. They're like, is this you? And they said my name. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, that's the thing. You're going to have to get a refund from them. So I tried to submit for a refund through the automated system on Burger King's website, right? And it gets to, like, normally the automated system's great. It just very smoothly, works through stuff, all that good stuff, right? Um, and Burger King gets so many things wrong on my orders, they have to be sick of hearing from me by now. And the only reason I keep ordering from them is because I have the confidence of knowing I'm going to get my money back if they mess up my order, which they do relatively consistently. So I had to submit it, and then it gets to the point in the automated system where it says select which items from your order were wrong, and it won't let me select the items. Like if I select the items, it won't let me, like I press the submit button and nothing happens. And so I'm like, well, whoop-de-doo, what am I supposed to do with this? So then I have to manually send an email to their support saying, hey, this order was completely wrong, and now I'm waiting for their support staff to email me back. Because like I probably should select order never arrived because it was the wrong order, but an order arrived. So I don't know, I don't want to misclassify it. But my order never arrived. But I don't want to get the DoorDash driver in trouble because the driver delivered. It was just a fact of, and also if you say the order didn't arrive, they're going to be like, well, if you checked the other houses, checked all the entrances and all that stuff, and just be like, yada, yada, yada. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. Okay. I just saw a meme. Someone said VTubers on their first stream thinking they'll become instantly famous. You don't trust those services, Silva? Well, the thing, like, so they got my entire order wrong. They gave me entirely the wrong order for the first order. And then whenever I ordered, and then I got my friend to give me some, to spot me some money. Well, they owed me, but you know what I mean. To get me some money so that way I could just order again while I'm waiting for the refund. And then on the second order, they got almost everything right. I was able to use my reward points to get a second burger. So I have a second burger to eat after stream. They got almost everything right, except I ordered an unsweetened tea and they gave me a sweet tea. So just now I was filing at the start of stream, I was in the middle of filing a complaint for the unsweetened tea being a sweet tea because I'm diabetic. So like I couldn't even finish the drink. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna file a complaint. So and so now it worked whenever I select the sweet tea. Like I think I don't know if it's bugged whenever you select more than one thing, or what's happening with it. I don't know if I have to submit separate tickets for each individual thing. Like I don't know. You're fine with pizza delivery? See, so like as a vegan, my go-to really easy fast food pizza would be Papa John's, right? But like, that's getting me a lot of vegetables, a lot of carbs, but not a lot of protein, right? And I could have ordered some Papa John's. Papa John's even advertises on their website their regular dough is vegan. Their regular sauce and I think their barbecue sauce is vegan. You can get the pizzas without cheese, and they have a variety of vegetables you can get on their pizzas. And um, what was it? I think their regular breadsticks are vegan. Um, which I've never had their breadsticks, so I don't know how good they are. And their dipping some of their dipping sauces, like their garlic sauce that they give you with everything, is also vegan. And so I'm like, okay, I can do Papa John's. And I might have to do Papa John's because Papa John's has never done me dirty. Like every time I've ordered Papa John's, they've delivered. It just comes in such a huge box that now I have to figure out what to do with this huge box. You know what I mean? Like you got to stash the pizza box till it's like trash pickup time. You got to remember to get the pizza box outside. It's just a whole thing. Though it's the funniest thing, right? So like I could select a make my own pizza, right? With Papa John's. And it'll cost a certain amount. But for like slightly less, I could just get a garden pizza with no cheese. And it's cheaper than putting it together individually on the create your own pizza. And I guess it's supposed to be because it's a combo pizza. I just think it's really funny that like it's the same thing as if you select it yourself. There's nothing special about it. But it's just cheaper to buy it as the garden pizza with no cheese. One of these days, probably at the start of next month, if my money comes through properly, I'm gonna buy some small containers for storing stuff in the fridge, and I want to start making some vegan cheese. I've seen some really cool recipes for it that I want to try out. Gonna work on just making some vegan cheese, and then having some vegan cheese sauce in the fridge that I can put on top of stuff. Then I can just order cheeseless pizza and then put some vegan cheese on top of it. So how was your day, Silva? How is your start of the week going? Also, it's kind of funny how like we started like delivery pizza kind of started the whole delivery thing, at least here in America, right? But like now with Uber Eats and all that other stuff, we think of everything else as delivery, and like it just it doesn't it doesn't click in my head that like um it doesn't click in my head that you can get pizza delivered, or when you do, you think of it as just an extension of Uber Eats when you're just like, no, wait a minute. Pizza delivery was where it started. You know what I mean? Oh, I shared this on a community post. But I don't know if I shared it on stream yet. But so I contracted an artist to work on a banner for me, right? And part of the banner was my mech was going to be in the banner because it features heavily in my lore. I'm glad your day was good, Silva. Was it a normal day or was it another early day? So like because the mech features in my lore, the mech was going to feature in the banner. And oof, that's rough, Silva. I told the artist, because I realized he's like mechs aren't his forte, that he could just put a blurry thing in that spot that was vaguely mech shaped. But then he like ended up working on drawing the mech, and I was like, "Oh, that's great. Can you give me an individual picture of the mech?" And we've gone through some iterations and designs in order to get down what the mech looks like. And I want to share with you the latest design of what the mech from my lore looks like in the latest design. Why is that so huge? Why is that so huge? So take a look. That is the mech from my lore story. Hello, Nabiru. Yeah, this is the latest iteration of it. It's from my lore. My look, the mechs in my lore are super robots powered by the stars themselves. Why would it look like a Gundam? Yes, the hands have a nice shading now. He put some work into shading. He said he might do some more. I mean, a lot of mechs have a crest on top. Um, he said he might do some work with making the rest of the mech look more metallic, like maybe working on some shading and stuff. Um, but I think this is looking amazing. I think this so far, like, the hands are a huge improvement over what they were before. Um, and honestly, this has come out so well. Um, at some point in the future, I might contract this same artist and be like, "Hey, you know that mech you drew for me? Can you draw it in different poses or like action or like in motion?" I don't know. I want to see if he can do that, or like maybe holding like a glowing sword, or like the fists radiating power or something. But this is outstanding. I also like what he did with the legs. Because if you remember, in the original AI generated image, the left leg was all kinds of goofy, but he was able to like get all of the things situated with the legs. And also I love the little red glow. Originally he was gonna do a blue glow, but now the red glow really suits it. Excalibur. What is that? Is that one of the mechs from like Night and Magic? Yeah, Excalibur. I'm glad you like it. If you want to contract this artist, uh he's the same artist who did, oh, Fate Saber Sword. Okay. Uh he's the same artist who did my Minecraft skin, my current banner, and my logo. There's a link to uh there's a link to his um Instagram. That was it in the description if you want to talk to them about commissioning for other art. Like I said, mechs aren't normally their thing, but they're doing a great job with it. if you want to check out their Instagram, give them some likes and I don't know. I don't Instagram, so I don't know how you support creators over there, if you like their posts or whatever. I don't understand. That is social media that I do not properly comprehend. That is the deep magic. Ah, it's black and gold. Okay, Nabiru. It's funny. So, this new game came out recently called Atomic Heart. I was gonna say, I thought Saber's colors were blue, gold, and white. Unless it's one of the other alternate reality Sabers. I gotta look it up. Oh, has a black one when evil. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm looking at it now, and it looks like the evil one is like black and red. So does that make me a combination of the two of the two halves uh of Saber, the good and the bad? Yes, exactly. No copyright. And I'm actually really happy that I ended up getting this made, commissioning an artist for this, because that's one of the things I said I was going to do. Like, I guess that was kind of my justification for using AI art generators before, was that, hey, I'm generating this as a reference that I'm going to use to commission an actual artist to turn it into actual art. Um, and it's great to see that come to fruition, right? Um, like, it could be really easy for that just to not go anywhere. But it did go somewhere, so that's nice. But yes, exactly, no copyright. I used an AI generator, so it's all well. So the reference image was an AI generator, but this is drawn by an actual artist who has actual talent and is really good at his craft. And he's come a long way towards turning that very rough reference image into something really cool. Yeah, it has. Ah, sorry. So, like, I woke up earlier than I really wanted to help my friend, uh, one of the housemates, work on his computer stuff, to help him with, because he's trying to set up this mod for GTA 5, and he keeps having all of this um he keeps having all this trouble with it because it requires all these different pieces, and there's all these other mods involved, and like I'm trying to help, but like I don't know this mod. I'm not familiar with GTA. When it comes to mods, I deal I deal with Minecraft mods, and Minecraft mods are like a file. Well, per mod. You can have like 30 to 50 to like 100 mods, but you put them in the same folder. You put them in the same folder, and as long as you connect it properly, it boots up. And half the time you boot up using nowadays you boot up using CurseForge, and CurseForge sorts your mods for you and unchecks for updates for you. Um, which just simplifies everything. So then I'm just here out of my depth trying to help him with figuring out this mod for GTA. And I texted one of the other housemates about like ordering food, and then that led to the whole experience. It was like 2 or 3 hours. I felt like of waiting for food, of dealing with the wrong order, of getting all of that sorted. And it was ridiculous. And then just as like my food just got here, I just ate before I came downstairs, and like I needed some time to decompress, so I like laid down for a little bit because I'd been dealing with so much stuff. And the entire point of ordering food was because I didn't have the energy to cook, and I wanted something more substantial than ramen. Like worst case scenario, I make ramen, I open a can of beans, I use half the can of beans now, and I store the other half a can of beans to use with ramen in the morning. Like that's one of my main things if I need something substantial. I didn't put beans with my ramen this morning. I probably should have, but like I just was not feeling like dealing with beans. But you need to have protein. Like that is an important thing for maintaining a healthy diet, and also feeling full is having protein. But it's always like regular beans have so much protein, but they also have so much starch, and they have a little bit of fiber, but like they're very carb heavy. So like it is having that with noodles is just a lot of carbs. You know, I'm looking at this like I'm just scrolling through Twitter to see if there's anything cool to talk about before we get to writing, and I see this image of Yugi, right? I think it's a fan art or whatever. Um, and you just see Yugi, and you see this like large belt hanging off of the side of his uh waist, or like on his hips really. And he already has a regular belt on, and this other belt isn't attached to anything. I'm wondering, was that a thing? He does have multiple belts. He does. You're right. Why does he have... Why does he have two belts? Why does this man have two belts? One is his deck belt. That's your big question. Not how he can afford all the hairspray and dye for that style. I just attribute that to his card game money. I just presume that's where all of his card game money goes. Like, the only reason he's not rich from all of his tournament winnings and all of his sales uh of rare cards that he pulls is, like, let's be real. If this man can will the right card to the top of his deck in the middle of a duel, he could pick the right packs when he's cracking packs at his grandfather's shop. So you know he's got to be on point with selling those singles. Like, you think Kaiba got money? Nah. You could get that magic money. Mm-hmm. Yes. The Blue Eyes White Dragon Jet. You are not wrong, Silva. I just found a good picture of him, and you're absolutely right. The second belt holds his dual deck. Yugi's second belt holds his dual deck. You are absolutely correct. I don't know why he couldn't just clip it onto his regular belt. Um, but that's kind of ridiculous. Yugi's deck is whatever it needs to be for the sake of the story. Also, didn't they like do a thing in the anime where it showed all the cards in his deck and they were like tons of one-ofs? I'm looking at it now. People make Yu-Gi-Moto decks. Oh, people make Arika's original card arts. Yeah. Wow, these are some interesting card arts. Yami has a one-off deck and Yugi has one too during their duel against each other. Exactly. They both have separate decks. Does that mean, or what if their decks are only separated by like the side deck? Well, like at some point, like Atem's deck, or Yami Yugi, Atem, his deck at some point became about summoning and utilizing the power and mitigating the weaknesses of the Egyptian god cards. Um, and Yugi's deck was just this goofy goober of a deck. Because you remember that duel at the end whenever they dueled each other? Yeah, you were just talking about it. Yeah, Yeah, you mentioned that, Silva. I found a 51 card deck that is supposed to be Yugi's deck. Silent Magician, yeah. Kind of. Kind of. I can't argue that. I can't argue that point. Yeah, yeah, she did. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you Silent Magician. Okay. So, okay, there was this really bad hot take. There was this really bad hot take that's been running around um uh that's been running around Twitter. Like, I mean, I know realize it's not anything new. Twitter always has bad hot takes. Um, but someone said, put this hot take, they're like hard to swallow pills, fan art is theft, and using it to gain followers and commissions is a lazy way, especially when you're talented enough to create your own original works and characters. Which that is that is such a bad take because fan art is such a crucial part of the fandom community. It is such a crucial part of the community and a great way for expression. Like that's like saying fan fiction is theft because you should just write your own original stories. Like, no, the entire point is you're expressing yourself in these worlds that people have created and sharing this with the community because there's a common understanding, right? Anyway, that hot take aside, right? The company that makes Lancer RPG Massive Press, shared this tweet and they said steal this book, which they're saying make fan art of Lancer mechs. They're not actually saying steal their book. But for a second, I thought they were, and I was like, what? What? Oh my gosh. So, someone shared a meme on Twitter. It's a 4-panel comic. It's a person's knitting scarves, And he's like, "What a relaxing new hobby I found." That's a really good question, Nabiru. You close to hitting level cap. What's the level cap in Final Fantasy 14 with a paid subscription? Isn't it like 90? So like in this 4-panel comic, 90 per class. Okay. Person's knitting his scarves. He's like, "What a relaxing new hobby I found." This purple demon with these yellow horns appears behind him and is like, "Turn it into a side hustle," and like it like yelling at him and all bold. And the guy's like, "Can't I just enjoy it?" "No, make your passion your passive income." But and it screams, "Monetize your free time." And then the last panel is the guy just being very grumpy and unhappy, sitting at like a booth that says Kevin Stupid Scarves, uh, $20 and whatever. And I'm like, that's something that we all feel a lot. Okay. How long is it taking you to reach that level cap with Dragoon? Like, you've been playing for a few months. Okay, Silva. All right. What? Why? Someone shared a meme. What wasn't a meme? It was a picture of this really astounding sculpture. And their comment was, "Has the ability to do this been entirely lost?" And I know people are still doing amazing sculptures even today. Like I think Doxus was talking about doing sculptures and paintings in here recently, and someone like quote retweeted it was like, "That sculpture was made 8 years ago, you dolt." All right. Okay, so Someone shared an image of a Switch with locks around the control sticks, and it says, "My mom locked my Switch and I can't find the key." And they have Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on the screen, and the caption says, "She said I've been playing for too long. I need to go outside, but 1,000 hours isn't even that much." And someone said, "Average Monster Hunter player." Like, yeah, that is kind of an average. Like, 1,000 hours is when the game really starts to open up for you in Monster Hunter. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, 1,000 hours is when you really start sinking your teeth in. That's when you're starting to get to like the repeated grind, the end game stuff, the stuff that you're going to be spending most of your time in Monster Hunter doing. Um, and you're starting to get your builds put together, getting your decorations and your charms. Like, that's how it generally is in most of the Monster Hunter games. Generally 1,000 hours is where you get to is where you get to the game. And I realize saying that sounds like a lot. Like, that just sounds absolutely ridiculous. But like, that's how Monster Hunter is. Um, but the thing is, that's usually across a lot of DLC, because you also have to remember. Well, here's the thing, right? Monster Hunter games have free DLC for 2 years. They have free DLC every month or so for 2 years. The old games used to have DLC every week. The games for 3DS used to have new quests and new armor pieces and things coming out like every week to every 3 weeks. Sometimes it would go to every month. Um. So when you think about when like you got like take for instance Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne, right? We got 2 years of uh no, it was like a year and a half of content updates of new pieces of armor, new quests to grind, new things to do. So like that 1,000 hours was spread out over a good bit of time. Um, and then you got from that to the paid DLC, which was Iceborne, which was essentially an entire second game. So when you look at it that way, 1,000 hours spread over like a year and a half isn't that bad. It just kind of becomes a part of your life. Yes, if you play Pokemon, just touch Leafeon. Just name a Leafeon grass and do one of those mini games where you're petting the Leafeon. Don't they have those in the new games or something? Or like you're petting your Pokemon, or is that no? It's washing your Pokemon. That's the new thing, right? That's the new thing in the latest Pokemon game is like washing your Pokemon. Because I remember it was like at first you had in past games you had like petting or you had feeding them treats. But the current meme, the current thing is just the current thing is just is washing them. I know that because I saw Ina do a washing stream, like where she was doing her Not Quagsire. No, it was the evolved form of Wooper. I know she nicknamed hers Chocobee. Everyone talks about how it's like, uh, no, Wooper evolves in the Quagsire, but it also got another evolution. Oh, feed Pokemon a sandwich and they'll make them. Okay. So it's Paldean Wooper evolves into something. Cloudsire. That's it. Paldean Wooper evolves into Cloudsire. And everyone talks about how Cloudsire is like so adorable. It's a muddy Quagsire that walks on 4 legs instead of 2. It has the spines coming out of its back. Which is kind of creepy when you think about it, but you know. Yeah. I remember seeing a video where like Ina was like doing the scrubbing thing, and like it makes the soap suds appear in different parts of the Pokemon's face as you're scrubbing it and washing it. And so some soap appeared on the Pokemon's mouth, on the Cloudsire's mouth, and she's like, "No, Chocobo, that's soap. Spit it out. Spit it out." It was really funny. Yeah, people fell in love with it because it just looks like an idiot. It looks like a lovable idiot. Okay. Yeah, but it's arguably kind of horrifying because of the spines that poke out of the holes in its back. Like they're like tentacle things. Ooh, this is an interesting. Saw an interesting meme. Would an evolution with tentacles be cute or scary or both? Considering what the effort they put into evolutions, I feel like all the evolutions by definition have to be cute. Like if you look at all the evolutions, they are all adorable. Speaking of evolutions, did you see the new Paradox Pokemon they announced? The one that's like if Suicune and Tyrant went through a fusion. What are the Paradox Pokemon? Pokemon from the past or future that do not have normal names. Okay. So they're like alternate timeline Pokemon? Because a lot of people were losing their mind about the new Suicune looking one. Um and they were saying that like it people were saying that they think that because this thing looks like a Suicune, that like it breaks some theory of where like the other theory was that the legendary dogs were reborn versions of the 3 evolutions that died when the Pokemon Tower burned. That like Ho-Oh revived them and they became the 3 dog Pokemon. But then seeing this as like a possible development of Suicune in the far past or the far future, um, completely disproves that theory. Okay. The song "We're Not Gonna Take It" came out almost 40 years ago, and I feel like we have continued to take it. Oh my gosh, that's funny, me. Okay, let's get to the writing of tonight. Because I said tonight's going to be a writing night, and I've done everything except write. And this is my dedicated writing time. Like, I was looking at like my views for my stream, and like these writing streams get some of the worst views of any of my streams, right? But it's my time to write, so I kind of just keep doing it on Mondays. All right. Okay, so now let's look at the outline and see what's supposed to be in Chapter 7. Chapter 7. Hero's life has changed direction. Hazel's having trouble maintaining his double life. He's losing sleep, doing night raids, and constantly on edge at work. He's even stopped looking for griffins in his spare time since he doesn't have any spare time. Okay. Okay. So what was the last thing that happened here? Oh, Hazel's dealing with the risk of being found out because there was the search and them trying to figure out who the spy is. This is one of the hard parts of like not um not writing every single day is I have to remember where I stopped. Like I haven't touched this since last week. I really need to write more. I keep saying that, but my creative energy just keeps getting drawn into so many other projects. And you know what? That's okay. I am writing, just not all on the same thing. This is where he talks to you. Okay. Let's get back in that headspace. Okay, so planning their next raid. So now I just need to write up a bunch of the raids and then kind of just run through the cycle of Hazel dealing with the raids and um feeling stretched because he's going to be up all night with the raids, then going to work, and just feeling too exhausted to even look for griffins. Let's start with a generalization, then I'll go back and give it more specialty, more specifics. Okay, so that's a general thing. This is doing more telling than showing, but I'm going to go back and expand it. I just want to get a general idea of what I'm talking about here. This also is a chance to highlight one of the key problems in shipping, and that is that when you have a dock with very few people, you have to have very tight shipping times. But if a delivery person doesn't meet that shipping time for whatever reason, right? Um, a lot of times the company can't just refuse the shipment. They may make the they may make the truck driver wait, but they're not going to refuse the shipment. They need those goods, they need those products. And as long as people need those goods and need those products, there's a limited amount of bargaining power in the whole thing. Um, which is not always a very advantageous position for anyone, really. Um, okay, so that's highlighting that. Now that passage I need to expand because that is all telling and no showing. And in writing, you show um by breaking down and describing things individually. Okay. Okay. Or I move forward with the story. I either go back and describe these more specifically, giving examples of the raids um, that he's running, give some more characterization and exploration of the different characters. Okay. Okay. All right. This is where we have Hazel, because what I want to represent is Hazel's decisions um making a difference and making people start to care about him and believe in his leadership capabilities. So in this situation, he's outnumbered. The enemy knows he's coming, and he has to decide what to do. Does he push through, or does he fall back? So like, it's kind of a hard choice to decide, and this is the hard part with writing smart characters is I have to be as smart as the character I'm writing, or at least close to it, comparatively, somewhere in that ballpark. If I want to properly represent that thought process, right? So the first instinct is okay, show him thinking about the long game. So since he's thinking about the long game, he's like, this is one mission. We are outnumbered 2-1. If we get sunk, we're down all these people, we're down all these resources, um, and everything. But if we retreat, then they're just gonna start mounting their defenses because they have more defenses than they have more people in their fleet than we do. Um, so I guess the proper way would be to do some kind of a stealthy mission. Hey, Okusen, welcome aboard. Which reminds me, thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate you being here. But yeah, oh, sorry, I was remembering. Boop, boop. I need to give you a thing. I need to give you a thing. Okay. Let's open with Google Docs. Okusen, you being there reminded me I need to give you access to my lore novel, so that way you can read it, because you're gonna do the preview for me. I just need to make sure that everything in my Google Drive is up to snuff. Okay, so that was was that where I ended it? Okay. Oh my gosh, I really need to just do like a proofread spell check of this. Okay, what's the button I need? Yeah, this looks like it. 58,175. Tools, word count. 58,167. Count this differently? Okay. Okay. Sorry for stalling this. I just remembered. Okay. Okay. There we go. Cool. There. Okusen, I know you're lurking, so you don't have to respond. Just letting you know, I just sent you through Discord the link to my lore novel so you can preview it. I've already spotted so many proofreading things, so I'm probably gonna go back and proofread it or something after stream. But if I didn't send you that link now, I was gonna forget it. Uh, okay. Okay. to action. That's the right word. Okay. 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 Thing is, this is a lot of what I understand of this kind of naval combat is positioning yourself either in a firing line and raining down stuff on approaching ships, or passing beside other ships and then shooting at each other as you pass beside them. Like there's limited range of motion of the cannons on the cannon deck, so you have to move the entire ship in order to get the cannons able to fire. The cannons on the top of the deck could be aimed, and to an extent, the ones on the cannon deck could be, but there's still a lot of limitation. And generally, because the technology is going to be even, at the point whenever you're in range of the enemy is in range of you. So it just becomes you get there, you shoot at each other, and you see who's still standing whenever the smoke clears. Did I name this ship? Did I name Hazel ship? Let me see this. Autumn Joy. Okay. I just saw. So his personal ship is Griffin's Wing, but his ship he's piloting for the rebellion is Autumn Joy. But whenever it gets rebuilt, it'll be rebuilt as Halcyon Avenging. Gotta say the name. 20 guns and ports on either side for dropping seed bombs. Okay. We got 10 guns on either side. Okay. Exactly, Nabiru. Exactly. I'm gonna enjoy the name. Hold on. Is that the name of a candy bar? Because I don't want to do it if it's an actual like copyrighted name. Autumn Joy, not Almond Joy. Almond is the name of his first officer who betrayed him. It's Autumn Joy. That's fine. Yes, that is a snack. Okay. All right. All right. Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't. Okay. 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 Okay, so this is where I have to know. Um, this is where I have to know because last time they fired port side, so they ran at the enemy. They fired port side. They took damage on their port side, which is going to be. This is not. No, I want the terminology one, right? Um, here we go. Terminology picture. Port side is the left side. So so the left side's been heavily damaged. Dropped the bomb off. Now he's turning around. So he's going to pass them on the starboard side, which means they're going to still be like on the same technical side. They're just facing the different direction. Okay. I don't know why that's relevant, but it just is. Okay. Okay. This is where like Hazel's having some of his like his second guessing. He's second guessing himself a little bit, but he has to hold himself together and he has to make that hard decision to hold himself together in the face of like great uncertainty because he could have gone either way. He could have retreated, but he didn't. He instead chose to push forward. I don't know. I got this like scratched area on my arm and I don't know what it's from because I don't remember scratching my arm on anything. That's really bizarre. Okay, I'm glad I expanded this. This could have been really boring and just like one note, but like expanding on this really helps with fleshing out the characters, showing character development, and showing Hazel making command decisions. Hold on, it wasn't the ship is the helm isn't on the quarterdeck. The helm is on something. Okay, so the ship's captain is on the quarterdeck. On the quarterback. I'll just say the helm's on the quarterdeck because that's where the captain's supposed to crew it from, and in this one, uh, on this ship, the helm is the captain. Yeah, yeah, it is. Okay, I just found a picture of it. It is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I had this right. Like, so one of the things is you want to do your research so that way you don't sound like an idiot, but you also don't want to use so many specific terms that you lose your reader. All right, Silva, have yourself a good night. I hope you feel better. right. Okay. So this is like a mission successful. Okay. Okay. So this is like he's arrived back at the shed there. I don't want to have it to be a quiet thing where like everyone's cheering for him because like he's just one member of this organization. They would have heard because you went on the pheromonal network to report. Okay. Okay, so this is also highlighting some of the strain and stress that Hazel's under, which is one of the things I wanted to get into here, is that the stress has started to get to him. This is where I was like, instead of elephant in the room, because they don't deal with animal stuff, it would be an oak tree, because oak trees are huge. Actually, let me look. What's the largest tree? Let me look that up. The general. What type of tree is it? Sequoia. Is that the largest? Yeah, they're sequoias. Okay. Okay. All right. So sequoias are the largest trees. Okay. I was thinking. I was thinking like largest tree. Yeah, these are giant sequoia are the largest trees. Yeah. I thought they would be oaks, but yeah, these are huge trees. These are like skyscraper sized trees. But oak is a more common type of tree. Do you think it would be better to do oak because it's a more commonly known type of tree? More catchy? Okay. I think we need to talk about the oak in the room. Okay. Okay, so this is also building on Fern's distrust of the rest of the crew, uh, or Fern's dislike and distrust of this organization. Uh, and Fern is a good point that like everyone was at risk here, no one was spared. All right, so that showed one of the raids and some of the aftermath. About 1,200 words. Okay. Okay. I want to make sure I'm setting this up properly because... Hold on, let me make sure I'm setting this up properly because I want to set it up like he needs to leave at yeah, just before sunrise he has to get up. And then yeah, his morning starts just before sunrise. Okay. All right. Hold on. So I want to make sure I'm not creating a continuity error, which like that's kind of not what I should be doing if I want to keep maintaining this speed, but like it just is. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, and this is the first time where you see Hazel talking back to Howard. And I want this to be a thing that just kind of slips by, but it becomes this key point where like this is where Hazel starts snapping back and starts like talking back to his boss. All right. I think I spent more time getting in the groove than I actually spent writing. If I wrote every day, I would not be running into all of these. I would not be. I wouldn't have to spend like 20 or like 10 to 20 minutes. I'll go back. Maybe I'll go back to the VOD and see how long it took me. Just reacquainting myself with where I was before I start writing. Because that's the idea of working on the same project every day. Is that, as someone put it, you come back to drink from the well every single day, the well of the story, so that way it stays fresh in your mind and you're always thinking about what to put in next. But I have so many other things that I'm bouncing around, so many other stories that I'm working on, that it's hard to stay focused to just one because I have so many different projects and I'm trying to do all of them at the same time and almost feel like I'm failing to do any of them. But hey, we got 1,200 words done. Got 1,200 words done. Let's wind down for a little bit. Admire the robot. I also don't want to do... So, like... I have a lot of ideas for edits I want to do to my lore novel, but I don't want to do my editing on stream. Because while I have a lot of my first draft on here, I don't want to have my second draft of the lore novel in case that causes issues with actually eventually publishing it. Because I like I said, before the end of the year, I do want to publish this lore novel in some way, shape, or form, whether it be self-publishing or not. You know, might sell it for $1, might sell it for a donation. I don't know. Um, but I want it to be in some kind of a shape, which means I'm going to have to do something with it. Thank you, Nabiru. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I just like I'm on this journey. At some point, I need to pick back up with like my game development stuff, but I have so many work in progress that trying to craft together the story for the game for building a video game. Like all that's left on the test game I was making is just to finish balancing combat, to design the boss fights, and because I've designed all the maps of the dungeon. So I just have to design all the boss fights and test all the fights. And like that's just kind of exhausting. And I haven't had the energy for it, honestly. So, Nabiru. Jeez, I'm tired. What anime or manga are you gonna be reading slash watching this week? Oh, I started talking about this earlier, but never finished. There's this video game that came out recently, Atomic Heart. And like I don't have the money to buy video games, and I especially don't like to buy video games that are like central to controversy and whatnot. But I was interested in what the story was, and this one YouTube channel, Gamer's Little Playground, put out apparently they got an advanced copy of it or something, and they put out a game movie of the story. So when they do game movies, they splice together the cutscenes plus all of the relevant like voice lines and gameplay things, part of all the boss fights, and enough stuff so you understand what's happening between each cutscene in order to make this very cohesive and high quality game movie. It's not a playthrough, but it's like a high quality game movie. Oh no, Nabiru, I'm sorry Bofuri's delayed. And like I didn't think like normally it takes me a while to get through them because they're a while, but like the Atomic Heart one was only like 5 hours. So like I did that in like 2 major like watching stints. And like that the story of that game was kind of ridiculous. Um and I know some people were talking about controversy about the game, saying it was like supportive of Russia, and I was like, I mean, like, not really. Uh, if anything, it makes fun of Russia. But yeah, I watched that this over the weekend, and that was really interesting. I will admit that like I won't go into detail, but like some of the things levels up to unlock more sounds about right. Sounds about right, Nabiru. Ah. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able at some point to focus on doing one project at a time and be able to get back to that 2,000 words a day level of progress. Maybe I won't. Like, it's just hard. Yeah, it's an NPC, not a player. So, like, the NPC should be programmed to follow specific routines. But if that routine is success, um, and so like, so like, uh, there's this whole thing with Dragalia Lost, where like, the Dragalia Lost I cried about, I mourned about, and I've been doing my best to move on from. But I've recently found out that like, it's possible to download your data for Dragalia Lost and play it on an emulator because someone put up a fan server, right? Ah, they don't have high enough permissions. I see. And like literally, today is the last day before Nintendo clears the servers for people to be able to download the assets and the save data in order to be able to play Dragalia Lost. Before the Dragalia Lost servers finally officially completely shut down. So like if I want to ever play Dragalia Lost again, I have to make a decision within the next few hours. And that's hard. Because like I cried. I cried over Dragalia Lost. Not as much as I probably should have. But I mourned it. And then just like reopening that again is just hard. And then finding out when I have like less, like I found out about this way to download Dragalia Lost stuff. Like I found out about it days ago. So like I found out with days to spare, and it's just been hard to try processing. Do I want to go through the trouble to download these assets, to download this stuff? Like it's just uh it's just hard. No, it won't. There won't be new events. I don't know if multiplayer will work. And like you won't be able to like spend money or gotcha for anything. Um so it won't be like there won't be any new characters or any new events. Uh so you that's another thing, like you can play, I think you could play, it's been so long since I played. Um you could play for earning gems. I think there was daily login rewards. I don't know how that's going to work on a private server. They said that like if you request, you can have all weapons and all characters unlocked, which would mean you could go through all of their stories. Or try an infinite number of builds and teams in order to clear some content. So like, it is a gotcha game. But yeah, it's just decisions, you know? Kinda. Kinda like that, Nabiru. Jeez. This thing is gonna be like 43 gigabytes to download all the assets from the server. Kind of. Well, it was never like it was never really about that. It was about building different combos and actually playing the game. Like I don't even know. Hold on, let me see how much. How much space do I have on this computer? Uh, I could fit it on my hard drive. I could fit it on my massive storage hard drive. I just can't fit it on. I can't really fit it on my actual um my C drive. I can fit it on my D drive. Yeah, it's like between 40 and 50 gigs. There's all this stuff. I don't want to miss out though. Like you never want to miss out. And that FOMO, that fear of missing out is like really getting to me, like knowing I have hours to make this decision or else the decision is made for me is just hard. That's just really hard for me. Because I mourned the end of Dragalia Lost. I spent months prepping for that moment and being prepared to move on. And then now the possibility of just reopening that, like what do I do whenever the like what happens if I go through all this and like Nintendo does a cease and desist on the private server, right? Um, which you know that's always a possibility because they're technically emulating a Nintendo product, and we know how Nintendo works on emulators. I don't even see a like. It takes me to GitHub, and I don't even see a download button. I don't know. All right. Okay. Ah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like they've reworked everything. Maybe. Apparently, the server that you have to download stuff from gets shut down March 1st. So, like, it might be it might be too late. This decision might be made for me. Like, I'm over here like struggling with this decision, and it's like, grr. And the thing is, I I have been sinking my time into Iron Saga, right? I have been sinking my time, my energy, and my attention into grinding Iron Saga and experiencing that story and getting to know these characters and just moving on from Dragalia Lost. But like Dragalia Lost will always hold that special place in my heart. And it's like, am I ready to like reopen that? You know what I mean? Oh, I have to download my old save file. There we go. That's the button I wanted. I might download my old save file. Like, I could find the assets later. Just grab my old save file just because. I don't know. Maybe. You might be right, Nabiru. I could be deliberating over this all for nothing. I could be deliberating over all of this for absolutely nothing and blubbering about. I really hope though that this will lead to like um more people making content about Dragalia Lost and all those content creators that popped up covering Dragalia Lost content, finding new and creative things to make content about. Maybe new builds, new strategies. Maybe eventually someone will start, um, making custom events. From what I just glanced over on the server, it looks like the summons cost 10 Wormite each, and like every mission you play gives at least 5 Wormite. So it's you can grind for stuff to still do summons. You just can't give them money. Do-do-do-do-do. Anyway, so you said you'd want. Why is Bofuri on break? Does the author need time to recuperate? You said that Bofuri was like on break or something. What happened with Dilbert? What? Oh. Oh. Oh dear. I don't want to deal with that at all. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is why everything gets delayed. Well, that's sad. I remember growing up, well, I remember growing up with a Dilbert comic. I didn't realize that uh it had faced more drama because the creator of the Dilbert comic did something quite quite terrible. Yeah, people actually gotta. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Like we're not like short of chance. Like there's a lot of choices for what to read and watch right now. I've been going back and reading and watching a lot of old anime, and having a blast with that. Like just having a blast with a lot of the old anime that I was just on my to watch list. A cat when the vacuum cleaner is turned on has the cat getting war flashbacks. Uh, You've almost reached 700 in completed list. That's cool. Okay. Ooh, here's a cool proverb I see. If you are filled with pride, then you will have no room for wisdom. Yeah, that's the thing about being a reactor. If you're doing reaction content, you have to like wait wait to watch things and avoid spoilers until you're recording or streaming. You have to intentionally wait to watch things. It's like if you're watching things with somebody else and like you don't want to watch it, even if a new episode's out, you don't want to watch it till you're watching it with the other person. Ah, someone said a meme about it says a mysterious metal sphere washed up on a beach in Japan. Access to beach is now restricted. You see this big metal sphere thing on a beach and people in like suits and like I think there's like body armor and stuff approaching it. And someone commented with a picture of Raditz's travel pod from Dragon Ball Z, and they're like, Raditz has arrived. Yeah, and I find some people watching anime with other people is like this great experience that can lead to like sharing experiences together. And like I've come to really enjoy watching anime with other people. Anyway, I got a burger calling my name in the fridge. Got to figure out what I'm going to do about this writing and about this downloading Dragalia Lost save data. Let's say goodnight. So I want to say to Okusen, to Nabiru, to Silva, to everyone else who was just watching in the background or anyone who watches this VOD later, I want to say that I love all of you and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are wonderful, powerful, special, and unique. I believe that each one of you has a one of a kind, truly precious energy that only you can bring to everything you do. Yes, you must corrupt more. I'm grateful to you for giving me your time, your energy, and your attention. Um, I believe that each of you makes this world a better place just by being in it, and I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you in it. Thank you for coming, and I thank you for being a member of this community, for contributing to the Star Hunter community. Always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the meme. I ask that you please like the stream. It helps the algorithm with sharing it to other people, even though these ones don't normally get shared around too much. My writing streams aren't too popular. Um, and uh, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, you can subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and ding the notification bell. It lets you know whenever I go live or release any new content. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, ideas, or just comments you want to give on the content and you're watching the VOD, please feel free to leave a comment. As long as you're not banned, as long as I can physically see your comment, I will read it. I may not react to everything. I may not answer everything. I may not make videos on everything, but I do read them all. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord. Links to both of those are in the description below as well. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I want you to know that you are special, precious, truly one-of-a-kind treasures. Next stream is going to be Friday, 8:30 p.m. EST. Probably going to be playing some more Armored Core. We'll see how I'm feeling. Maybe I'll play a different game. We'll see. I don't know. I got to see what I'm feeling. But have yourselves a wonderful night, and remember, you're amazing.